What's up, YouTube? It's Heretic here, and I am back with another deck profile for you guys on the Incredible Deck Challenge. And so that means it's not just a profile, I guess I should say. We are doing the challenge, and one of last week's suggestions that I did not get to right away was recommended to me, and so I held it over until this week, and that is Red's team from the Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal versions. Now, 5 of his 6 Pokemon from those games are in EX form, so we can go ahead and use those. The 6th one, fortunately enough, is a basic Pokemon. So we are going to run 1 copy of each, a 6 Pokemon team, and everything else around is going to be to support those 6 Pokemon. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at our list here. We start off, our first Pokemon is Snorlax, and this is the Snorlax I chose, the most recently released one from the Fates Collide expansion. For 3 colorless, he can use Toss and Turn for a mere 30 damage, is not much, but if he happens to be asleep, the attack goes up all the way to 120 damage. Now, unfortunately, due to the restraints of Red's team, we do not have a way to put him to sleep. Otherwise, we would be using it. We also get Swallow, however, for 4 colorless, which again, not a very big damage output, only 50 damage, but you also get to heal as much damage as you deal. So, no rhyme intended there. You do 50, you heal 50, and so on and so forth. So, 140 HP on a basic non-EX, you can't really argue with that. So, we go to our next Pokemon, and that is the mighty Charizard-EX. Now, due to all the different types in this deck, I chose the Stoke Charizard because, first of all, he can search the deck for up to 3 basic energy cards with Stoke if you flip heads and accelerate them, immediately setting him up for Fire Blast, which only needs 1 fire and then 3 colorless energy afterward to deal 120 damage, discarding any 1 energy attached to himself. So while he doesn't hit as hard as the one with Combustion Blast, he needs fewer fire energy, which ultimately makes the difference here. And plus, we have a full art, so why wouldn't we want to use him? He looks awesome.
Dead eyes.
Right. So next we have Venusaur-EX. And I chose the XY version again instead of the Generations one. I took a good look at both of them, but I just like this one more. For 1 grass and 2 colorless, you get 60 damage. You get poison with it. It's not too shabby. If you add another grass energy on there, we do Jungle Hammer for 90, and we also heal 30. So just like Snorlax, we're kind of tanking. He does a little more damage than the one from Generations, which ultimately led to this decision. Next we have the symbol of Red and Ash themselves, although Red's kind of a badass, Ash is kind of a scumbag, or I don't know, we'll call him a dork, I guess, whatever. Pikachu-EX, as you guys know, Overspark, 1 lightning, 2 colorless, discard all lightning attached to this Pokemon, and do 50 damage times the number of lightning energy cards you discarded. So our energy count is a little more lightning than most of our types, just in case so we can get that big Overspark potentially to end the game. You also have Iron Tail for 1 colorless, which allows you to flip a coin until you get tails and does 30 damage times the number of heads. Not the ideal attack, but we'll take it in a deck like this. Next is Espeon-EX. For 1 colorless, you can de-evolve every one of your opponent's evolved Pokemon and put the highest stage back into your opponent's hand. If they rare candied, or maybe they Mega Evolved and then they don't have a Spirit Link because we played Megaphone, then that could be potentially problematic. And also, if you have 1 Psychic and 2 colorless, 70 damage with Psyshock. This also gets around any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, such as Jolteon-EX's Flash Ray or Regice's Resistance Blizzard. And finally, our last Pokemon is Blastoise-EX. If you notice with Venusaur, we don't have a full art, but his full art's kind of, I don't know, I don't like it as much as the other 2. Blastoise for 2 colorless deals 30 and forces both players to switch out their active Pokemon. While if we manage to get 3 water on here, Splash Bomb deals 100 damage, but you then have to flip a coin, and if it's tails, Blastoise-EX also does 30 damage to himself. So this is Red's team from Gold, Silver, and Crystal when you battle him up on top of Mount Silver. We're going to do our items. We got 1 Escape Rope as an alternative out to Jolteon-EX. An Escape Rope, Lysandre back up. 4 Max Elixirs. We have a lot of different types of energy and a lot of attackers that need a lot of energy in order to attack, so we're going to take advantage of this unique little energy accelerator we've got here. 2 Professor's Letters. Again, we got 5 different types of basic energy, so we're going to try to make use of them here. We're going to want to make sure we can get the right ones when we want. almost makes me wish I had Energy Exchanger, to be honest. But this isn't Legacy. One Startling Megaphone, just because I guess it's good, and you could de-evolve Megas, and then just, yeah. So that's just kind of fun stuff. It's a card I've been liking more lately, thanks to my wife. One Super Rod. Sometimes we Sycamore away the energy that we might need later, so we put it back. I can also get our Pokemon back. It's like Sacred Ash and Energy Recycler in one. Yeah, you gotta appreciate a timeless card like that. For Switch, we don't have Float Stones, we don't have AZ. We're playing 4 switches to, well, switch. Yeah. 4 Ultra Ball to search Pokemon. Doesn't really get more basic than that. Same with 4 VS Seekers. Yeah, you guys know that by now. One Delinquent. We do play stadiums, and they give us a pretty solid advantage, I'd like to think. So Delinquent also can work on an opponent's stadium, and if you catch an opponent with 3 or less cards in hand, that is just Delinquent. The Delinquent play is absolutely brutal there. I've done that a few times. I think you guys have seen that. I'm sure a lot of us have done it. Absolutely insane play. 2 Lysandres just to bring stuff up to stall early or to pick our knockouts. Maybe something's got weakness. 4 ends. Welcome back to Standard, buddy. Never thought I would say that. 4 Sycamores because, yeah, draw power. Deck's made by me, even though the idea came from someone else. 1 Skyla, just search trainers. Early game, get Max Elixir, etc. 3 Silent Lab. Now this is the stadium idea. I was originally going to try to go with less energy and maybe fewer elixirs and try to run Fairy Garden with Rainbow Energy, but then Mari mentioned to me that why not Silent Lab? Because none of our Pokemon have abilities. No, so let's take away those abilities of our opponent's Pokemon, shall we? We also got 3 Fighting Fury Belts. Again, all our Pokemon are basics. Take advantage of that. 3 of them also have 180 HP. And then we have 4 double colorless. And our energy count basic-wise is 1 fire, 2 grass, 4 lightning because of Pikachu. And there's need to discard them because of the little energy hog. 1 psychic and 3 water. So outside of lightning, we have just enough copies of each type of basic energy to launch the biggest attack on each of our attackers, requiring those types. 1 psychic for Espeon, 1 fire for Charizard, 2 grass for Venusaur, and 3 water for Blastoise. The odds of any of those attacks getting launched, well, the more energy you start to need, the I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we probably don't get to use Splash Bomb. However, they can all also benefit in one way or another from double colorless energies with their attacks, so that's why we run 4 of those. And most of the time, it's not really gonna matter. You just kind of pick whatever you have or search for whatever fits the situation best. I'm liking Charizard because he can just stoke energy out of the deck. So that is Red's team, and we're gonna play until we lose with it. Hopefully it's not first round. Okay, so here we go. We are playing against RJ Avila. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's see, our opponent's gonna win the coin toss. That's just peachy. So they're going first. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're probably going to have some mulligan issues with this deck since we only have 6 basic Pokemon. So, when you have 54 non-Pokemon in your deck, you're probably not going to draw basics on the first draw very often. But we get one on the second draw. Now, it's not the one we want, but we do have an N. I should have added random receivers now that I think about this. We still don't know what we're going up against here. And our opponent flips over a Bunnelby. So that's interesting, I guess. So we've got Ash's signature, well, I guess it's Ash's too, but in this case we got Red's signature unevolved Pokemon. They were gonna give us a Raichu-EX. If they do, will it have a nifty little ability that says you can evolve it from Pikachu-EX? Because that'd be hilarious.
I'd want it to be a female.
I still think female Pyroar needs a card. Because he's going to lock our bench down to 3 right away, but we can Silent Lab that out. We're going to see some energy disruption. And he goes and grabs a Trubbish, so are we really looking at Garbotoad? See a Floatstone come down, he's going to play a Puzzle at a time. This is standard. No, it's not Sableye. It was Water Colorless Psychic, though, so it's very conceivable that we're looking at a Garbodor Toad. I guess with N back in format, that you could conceivably see that make a comeback. So we're gonna go ahead here. Let's see. We can Ultra Ball for a more appealing attacker. We could also escape rope this thing out, although the odds of killing it aren't very good. Got better odds of KOing this sucker.
Well, the Garbodor's not much of a threat. I don't have abilities.
No, Garbodor doesn't really do anything to me. So I'm actually just gonna lose the escape rope, I think. God, I hate the way this layout is done now. Absolutely despicable.
So, today's update?
That was part of it.
Oh.
What the heck do I... Okay, I don't want Charizard against what's looking like a Toad deck. I'm gonna take Venusaur, actually. Yeah, I know, right? Even when I do the Poker Rap, I still say Venusaur. So we're gonna bring our bench back up to full size by putting a Silent Lab down. And attach a Fighting Fury Belt to Pikachu. And we can get an N back, but I really don't want to play it, because he's sitting on one card. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give him this turn, and hope that he didn't manage to puzzle into a supporter. And he did. But it was an N. So that's fine. That saves RN. Probably should have held the VS Seeker, but given that if we are going up against Seismitoad, we would probably like to have a way to deal with that. A Head Ringer? Ah, that's just dirty. Don't do that. He's going to use Bunnelby to burrow the top two cards. We lose an Ultra Ball, and we lose our lone Fire Energy, but I didn't really plan on using the Charizard this match anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and... God, do I gotta use the Psychic? Not sure how I feel about that. I'm actually gonna Skyla here. See if we can't find a Professor's Letter. And I think we're gonna end up N-ing again next turn. But for now, take a Lightning. I'm just gonna take 2 Lightning. Oh, looks like the second grass is in the prizes, but that Head Ringer, God, that sucks. Alright, so we're just going to attach this here. And I'm going to get some item cards out of my hand. Just so we don't redraw them later in case we N. And we're going to Iron Tail. 1, nope. Okay, so 40 damage is dealt. So we see a Crushing Hammer, big surprise, and he gets heads, of course. So we're going to lose an energy, and we're going to get hit with Team Aqua's base, which is going to increase the retreat cost of every Pokemon in play by 1, because I highly doubt we're going to see a Team Aqua Pokemon. So he's going to puzzle his top 3 cards again, and then Professor Sycamore. I'm not really sure what the point of puzzling is. So we see Garbodor come down, which means absolutely nothing. We'll see if he gets that Quaking Punch this turn, or if he's forced to go another round. So he can go get a Shaman now that we don't have a Silent Lab, but instead he gets a Bundle. He goes to Diggersby, so this is going to be interesting. Oh, okay, I see what he's doing. So he's got Pickup, which is the exact same thing as Sableye. 2 item cards out of his discard pile. 2 Puzzle of Time. Wow. Alrighty. So we can put Espeon down here. Now, how much HP does this thing? It has 100. We're going to throw an energy on there, and we're just going to go ahead and play the end. Okay. So, suppose we can Super Rod a couple of energy back in before we play this Max Elixir. Alright, and we do get the grass energy, so even though he's got a Head Ringer, we're going to start piling up energy on that guy. And we can Iron Tail again, and that's not going anywhere for us. Oh, if we do hit the double Colorless, assuming he doesn't hammer our energy off again or anything, we can actually Overspark for a knockout here, which would be fun to say the least. Feeling a bit silly about having burned those 2 switches, knowing now that we're going up against Diggersby. So we're going to see another Head Ringer come down. If If I had at least gotten one heads, you know, I could have brought this thing out and de-evolved him for a KO. Of course, he just would have evolved that one. But still would have been funny. Does this even apply? Yeah, it does apply weakness and resistance. And he is going to team Flare Grunt, so Pikachu is not going to be attacking. At least not for more damage. Might be able to do 40, or if we're really lucky, 70, which would KO him, but less than ideal. So he's going to retrieve some trainers, and we're going to draw another N. Well, you know what? I'm cool with that, because we're going to play that N. So we're going to tap another energy, and we're going to play another N. And so we're going to hit some double colorless energy now. And a VS Seeker as well. So we can go ahead and bump his thing there. And we're going to VS Seeker for an N here. And try to use Iron Tail again. One. Cannot get that second heads flip. So another Crushing Hammer comes down, and another heads, my goodness. Do you flip tails at all, dude? Fortunately, he's got 2 Flare Grunts and 3 Crushing Hammers in his discard. Unfortunately, there is not a VS Seeker to be seen. So we see that floats down to Diggersby. He's going to switch out into Seismitoad, and he's going to go ahead and go to the item lock strategy here. Dealing 30 damage with Quaking Punch. Now he'll have to do that 5 times, 6 times actually, to knock us out. So we get a double Colorless, which we can use here. I'll hold that water energy only in case we manage to do anything. And I'm actually not going to play the N right here, only because, but we're going to get no damage out of that. So we have been able to do a little bit with Iron Tail, but not enough.
Hate you.
They really do. I've gotten tails on the first flip twice, but I've not done more than 1 heads. I did not want to see hammers. So I think with a deck like this, there's a lot of things you don't want to see. So we're going to see him drop 2 puzzles a time here and play an N. So he's just going to end up going back, floating back into Diggersby here for the N. And we're going to get a little bit of an arsenal here, so let's... I guess we can... Okay, so he's going to Quake and Punch. Alright. Now we could Lysandre up his Diggersby and try to knock it out here, actually. And we really don't have a better play because we're... Oh, we just clicked on N. Oh well, you know what? Let's play it as it is. If we're going to pick a deck to make misplays, I think this is probably the one. Now, unfortunately, this guy has a head ringer, so we're not sure how effective that's going to be. But we're going to go ahead and use Iron Tail again. Heads, heads, tail. Okay. So we did 70. Not sure if that'll make up for the misplay we had last turn, but at least we have Lysandre back and another N. So we do have some choices here. As well as Trainer Wolf wanting to play games with me right now. And so our opponent's going to play a Pokemon Center Lady out of the deck with... Or he's going to pull one. With Trainer's Mail.
With Trainer's email?
Yeah. Right as Trainer sent me a message, we saw Trainer's Mail.
Yep, that was what I was going for.
I know. Yeah, I don't know if he still signs out all his articles as Trainer's Mail anymore like he used to. So he's going to play a Trick Shovel. Let's see if he leaves this on top or not. He's going to discard the... Oh, he was thinking about it. It was the Snorlax. Haven't seen a hammer in this turn yet. That's not jinx. We're going to heal the Diggersby instead. So it's going to stick with 20 damage left on it. Man, another double colorless would make this guy golden. At least until he starts getting pelted with enhanced hammers. One of those is gone. So he's going to switch out into Diggersby. Now we do have another N, which is worth noting. He's going to grab 2 puzzles at a time, but we're just going to send those right back into the deck. So we do draw another Silent Lab, which is pretty irrelevant. So let's play a Max Elixir here, get this fire energy, toss it on the Venusaur, and we're gonna Professor's Letter too, since our opponent was kind enough to break the lock. So 1 and 2. Alrighty. Really only needed one since we're gonna shuffle him back in. But we're gonna get all of our energy down now onto that silly little thing, and then we're gonna end both ends back to 6. Alright. We're gonna get a couple of lightnings in our hand here. We're gonna pay the retreat cost with a double colorless, mind you. And we can elixir again. We're actually gonna miss this one. How do you miss an elixir with this many energies in your deck? But since we don't have 2 grass, yeah. I guess that was kind of silly. So Poison Powder is going to deal 80, and it's going to poison it. So he's more than likely going to retreat and probably target down that grass energy that's on us.
This Venusaur's on fire.
Yeah, quite literally.
I think your Venusaur is like first now, right? Is that how Pokemon works?
Something like that, yeah. So of course now I'm drawing the Fighting Fury belts when I've got head ringers slapped on 2 of my Pokemon.
Red.
Yeah, I've actually thought about including that red card in this deck just solely for the pun. Red card. Oh god. See, the thing is now we can try to dare him to pick up, but really? You're a dick. And I'm not afraid to tell you. No, I'm pretty sure that's Enrique.
Enrique Iglesias?
Yeah, right? Pretty sure that's the dude that got second at Nationals with Wailord. I'm just gonna VS Seeker for an end, so we're good. Poison Powder will kill him this time.
How much HP?
He's got 70 left. 60 plus 10 poison.
Yeah.
Dead. But since oh no you don't. No.
So if you didn't need the N, I'd much rather you know.
Play the Sycamore?
Lysandre.
Or Lysandre, yeah. No, we're playing the N.
What?
Not when he's putting cards back in his hand like that.
The deck says no grass for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you gotta do something. So we're actually gonna get a lightning energy out of this Pikachu over here. And we're gonna Poison Powder to take it out. See if we can't hit that grass.
You killed something!
Got our first knockout.
Yeah!
Bust out the boost, we got a KO. Further in the fridge, go get him. And look at I. So Garbodor is gonna come up. What a pile of trash. Seriously, who plays that? I saw someone on Burbank today post a picture of their Garbodor collection. They finally got up to 100 Garbodors. And I'd like to say 2 things. Congratulations, it's really cool that you did that. And number 2, that is really a heap of trash. All of the puns intended.
Yeah, I saw there were like, what, 10 secret rares or something like at least.
Were there that many? I only saw 4.
Was there only 4?
I only saw 4.
I thought the entire front row was
It might have been.
rare. I didn't look too closely at it though.
Yeah. So he's gonna double puzzle, put Aqua's base down, get a double colorless back for his thing that we don't have an answer for this turn, which really sucks. We could try to target down that Seismitoad for 2 prizes here, if he doesn't discard our grass energy.
Don't you do it.
So we're gonna see an Ultra Ball here. Are we finally gonna see a Shaman, or is he gonna do another Bunnelby?
I'm gonna guess Shaman?
No? I almost wonder if he even runs it. I guess with N in the format again, it kind of makes Shaman less necessary for some decks. So he's gonna send Trubbish, Bunnelby, and Diggersby. He does play it. Okay, there it is. So he's not gonna draw with it though.
Was that a misclick?
He's got an armed Garbodor, so by all means he can't draw with it. And so I'm gonna do something a little bit funnier here than a simple Lysandre. We're gonna Delinquent and set him back a turn. Discard those 2 puzzles, dude. Get rid of them. You're gonna have to grab them again next turn. It's not happening right now. We're gonna Poison Powder here. Get on the line for a knockout. That's why we run Delinquent, ladies and gentlemen.
You best dig, bro.
Yeah, he needs another double colorless for that. Kind of makes me wish I had Burbank. I would have had to build this for expanded, then I would have hit like things that I don't want to see.
I thought about the Burbank, but I
Top to VS Seeker.
didn't think you'd be really using a Venusaur all that much, so.
Oh, I mean, that's what happens when you go against Toad. Even though Toad's just sitting there.
Totally.
Yeah. More puns. Alright, now I have to seriously consider bringing that stupid Seismitoad out before I just lose all of my energy.
Yeah, kill the Toad.
Ugh, missed again. Is that the last one? That's the last one. Alright, bring that fatty out here. Get another energy down there. And we're gonna poison powder for Problem is we're starting to run out of cards. He's playing a deck that does not draw prizes, which means he can end for days and only... Oh my god! Too bad we're not going to have our old grass energy. That sucks. Poison powder, the... What is it called? Jungle Hammer?
Because you totally need to heal damage.
Yeah. It doesn't do enough. If I had a Fury Belt, maybe. So here we're just gonna cry because he's probably gonna grab a bunch of hammers.
Did he play two puzzle of time? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did. You never know until they pull their effect. So we're gonna see two crushing hammers come down. Come on, double tails. Come on, double tails. Come on, double tails. Come on, double tails. Come on. Ugh.
Well, you have the grass.
Yeah, I've still got the grass in hand. He's gonna Zerosic that one off, so that even if I attach the grass, I don't get the attack. And he's gonna go grab more hammers.
Well, then just Pikachu as well.
Yeah, no, we're gonna use Pikachu.
Yay, you're welcome.
That was a pretty magical top deck, I'm not gonna lie.
You're welcome.
I think that's our last N. We've got a VS Seeker left too. Yeah, that's our last N. So we're gonna attach this. We're gonna play a switch. Bring the Pikachu out. This thing's already almost dead. We beat it up pretty good earlier. We're gonna play an N and send those puzzles back into his deck. Although I'm not sure for how long, given the state of his hand. And then we're gonna Overspark. One energy for a knockout. Oh, we gotta like. So he's just gonna bring out another Digger's Beak, throw an energy on there, play an Enhanced Hammer. Which, I'm not gonna lie, that really does suck. But we can end him again here, which is kind of a fun little concept.
You can also retreat with Poison Powder, I guess. You don't want to risk.
I could retreat, attach this here, and use the Jungle Hammer if I really wanted to.
You wouldn't be able to Jungle Hammer either.
Oh yeah, I have a Head Ringer. Stupid Head Ringer. So he's just gonna continue to... He's just gonna grab the cards he needs now instead of grabbing,
Well, anyway, you can
puzzles.
one-shot Mr. Shaman. Mr. Pikachu.
Yes I can.
Mr. Pikachu. So
That would actually win the game!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, wow, I am just terrible at this game. So we're actually gonna win!
Ah!
Too bad we don't have enough to Overspark. One. Yeah!
Woo!
Woo! We did it! Woo! Alright!
All because you played.
When he was item locked, or ability locked.
I wish I could see her
Oh
face.
my goodness!
Her face of utter dismay at losing to what she probably thought was a scrub deck.
It is a scrub
It is
deck.
a scrub deck, but still.
Alright, on to game 2, ladies and gents. Alright, so we're going up against the Team Flare Grunt now. Cemetery Hill, okay. Heads, Pikachu. No. I don't like this coin. Well, I can't say that. It knocked out a Shaman. Oh. so game 2. Hey, we didn't mulligan. That's interesting. Our opponent mulliganed.
I love that Venusaur for some reason.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to appreciate this Venusaur now. I think I do want to lead with the Blastoise though, because it can rapid spin right away. So what are we up against? 2 Shadow Circles, double Colorless. Go ahead. Just load now, dude. Whatever. Load later. I don't care. A couple of Dark Energies. Oh, it's an HS double Colorless. Oh, that's nifty. I'd get those on here, but they're too expensive. So, nope.
Those are the prettiest.
Yeah, I know. Those things are awesome. I do like those brand new ones, though, with the reddish tint to them.
No.
If I had 4 of them, I'd have played them in this deck. Yeah, I'll take an extra card for a mulligan. I'm already at a severe handicap. Oh, not Evil Tall!
Pikachu!
I know, right? Where's Pikachu? I need Pikachu for this. Hopefully should not have to worry about Zoroark doing too much damage. Fan of your vids. Well, you're in one now, dude. I'm not gonna tell him that just yet, though. Well, if he sees what deck we're playing, he may very well, actually just looking at this, know exactly what's going on. Can I fuse these two to make Venusaur-EX?
I know it's a TV reference, so I'm just gonna ignore it.
That was the only time, other than White and Black Kyurem, that we ever saw 2 Pokemon fuse.
Yeah, it was just a lie.
Yeah, it was hypnosis. It was an illusion. So he's going to compress away an N, a Zero Sick, and a Sycamore. Well, we're Zero Sycamore now. Bad pun number, I don't know what. I mean, we had the Flare Witch project, so...
I mean, trainers definitely can't fuse.
If they were in the universe world and they were gems, they could. You only need one of them to be half a gem to fuse. Stavani.
I mean, I was gonna say, this isn't DNA devolution, but, you know.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is an easy target. Where's my Pikachu? Thank you for not being in the prizes. Looks like Snorlax is hanging out over there. Alright, so we're gonna get a light on him, and we're just gonna let Blastoise be a punching bag.
Switch!
I got the switch, just no point to using it right now. Am I really gonna try to gonna try to Iron Tail him again for...
Yes! Do it!
I only have his escape rope, he's gonna bring something else out. I mean, those two are both weak, and those two have low
Going
HP.
to die if you get 2. Do it!
Alright, let's do it. YOLO.
You're already playing a crappy deck.
Yeah, I know,
Might as
right?
well, man.
What do you bring up
Look,
here? I think you bring this one up, honestly.
You got the 1 win, that's all you needed.
I would have brought the Fright Knight up, because even with 2 heads, it doesn't die. Oh. Or that. Original starters. Yep. He's gonna evolve into Zoroark here. Well, Zoroark doesn't scare me. Zoroark Break kind of scares me, I think, if he runs that, because, I mean, he's not really going to do much with Pikachu's attacks, but it'll do a lot with some of these attacks. I don't really want that thing splash bombing. We're going to see 2 Float Zones come down on Zorua and Zoroark. Gonna play it. Yeah, I do have one of those stashed away.
I know, so I tell you to play it.
We do have a Trainer's Mail here. For a Shadow Circle. Oh, that's kind of annoying, given the fact that I was kind of relying on hitting him for weakness. It's okay, that's why we play Silent Lab. So we're going to play a VS Seeker here, grab a Sycamore, play it, toss a Skyla, and there we go. 7 cards. So he attaches a Dark Energy to Zorua, which means we're not going to see an attack this round unless he has a Max Elixir. He could try to confuse me, I suppose. That's what... Yeah, okay. So he's going to use Moonless Madness. Now, I did that against Austin when he was playing his Houndoom deck. It was actually quite hilarious. Do I want to put the Charizard down? I'm honestly not sure. I think I'm going to leave it in my hand for now. Yeah, let's see if I can't hit a double colorless and a switch. Oh, that's not a double colorless, but we did hit the switch. So, could Elixir, or we could just bring something else up and then... I think we're going to bring the Blastoise up anyway. I'm going to go ahead and play the Elixir. Alright. Oh, jeez, yeah, we'll just get the Fire Energy, I guess. Still gives us one step closer to where we're trying to go. Because I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break.
You don't have any break evolutions.
That's true. He might. I'm hoping he doesn't.
Doubtful.
I wonder what Yveltal Break is going to do in the next set. That'll be kind of cool. Another Darkness Energy goes on to Zorua, so we'll see if he plays another Zoroark here. That's what I'm guessing. Actually, a little bit surprised he hasn't pumped up the Yveltal, only because... Okay, yes, we are going to see one.
It doesn't have any kicks to pump up.
Oh, are we fostering the people now? I don't know how I feel about that song.
Yep.
It's boring.
Yep.
It's not bad by any means, it's just dull. So we're going to see another N here.
Usually synonymous for bad, but, you know.
Yeah, usually. And then we're going to draw an Ultra Ball and a lot of energy. Come on, what is it with all these head ringers? Seriously, guys? Mind Jack for 70, so note to self, don't put any more Pokemon down. Yeah, seriously, what is going on with all these flippin' head ringers? Like, this is borderline offensive. I'm gonna put another hit on Pikachu. And pass. I could take another hit from that silly Mind Jack. Probably should have started charging up Venusaur.
Powers up.
Well, ideally, yes. Ideally, I would like Lysandre, but I'm gonna need a counter stadium here. Of course, Yveltal won't be able to. Yveltal won't be able to return me if I do that because he's just gonna do it first. He's not doing enough right now. Although if he attaches an energy to that, he could stand in, free retreat, and just bam. Yep, there it is. Burying and mourning the dead. Oh, it's got a head ringer. That's right. Yeah, he got the knockout. If I'd have had a Fighting Fury build, yeah, we're just gonna go back to this guy. Oh, that's okay. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3.
And then Ultra Ball for it.
Oh god. Let's see what I have here. This hand is dreadful. So we're gonna run here. I'm gonna do 30. I'm gonna switch into Venusaur. Just let it be a sponge for now. He's just gonna bring out one of his floaters, that's fine.
Yeah, really.
No, we still have one grass energy left, so we can still potentially use poison powder. God, stupid Lysandre.
Dude, your Venusaur's is gonna die at this point.
I think everything's gonna die at the point of Pitch Black Spear, since our one non-EX is prized. So we're sitting on a slew of Pokemon EX that are all gonna get picked off by bench damage. So he's gonna boost the damage up to 90, but then I think we're just gonna see Yveltal come out. We see an Enhanced Hammer come down, and we see 90 take half my HP, and he can send his Dark Energy back to his Fright Knight Yveltal.
Why you gotta be so rude?
I don't really care for that song either.
Good for you.
I know, right? Yeah, I know. I generally disagree. He's gonna rush in, or stand in, and he's gonna stand in again.
It will always be Russian.
Step in, technically, was the original. He's gonna Pitch Black Spear us. So he's gonna try to take it off the board before Venusaur can get out of the active, and it's unless we draw Godly, are gonna it's going to work. So yeah.
At least you got one win.
Yeah. So we're gonna see a 4-prize Pitch Black Spear for the game right here. Oh, he didn't. Why?
Well, now you have time to tell him.
I'll tell him I'll tell him after I'm not even hitting him for weakness. This is sad. Why do I keep drawing double colorless energies? Alright. He's gonna draw 8 prizes, holy god. Let's put a Charizard down. Yes, let's get the full art Charizard out.
It's sexy and it knows it.
I'm sexy and I know it. Well, that song I'm okay with. Yeah, indicative of how this game went. Welcome to the Impossible Deck Challenge.
Video.
Thing is, he actually doesn't knock me out, but because he kills this, it doesn't really matter.
GG.
Yep. Alright, so we got one win. Feels more like the Impossible Deck Challenge now than it did last week. I'm actually thinking that deck might be pretty good for this thing, even though it's bad in general. So that's Red's team in the Impossible Deck Challenge. We got a very fluky victory on the shoulders of Mari's suggestion to go YOLO with Pikachu and use Iron Tail, and we got 3 heads against Shaman. So that's all for now, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.